Hello, everybody. Elise down here in Florida with fitness, nutrition, gardening from your home. So, I want to talk to you today about seeds when you are starting a garden. I'm going to go slow. It's going to be a couple of segments on this. So, when you're doing seeds, one of the things we want to say is if you're eating like fruits and vegetables, most of the stuff have seeds in it. If it don't, probably shouldn't eat it. Take your seeds out, lay them out to the side, dry them out on a napkin, put them in a plastic bag, like so. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see how I do this. One more thing. Okay. Oh, I think my camera is not switching around. Let me just continue. Okay, so if you have a watermelon, or if you have tomato or peppers, everything have seeds in it. If you don't eat that again. Take your seeds, lay it out on paper towel, and dry them out. Okay, I always take mine and put them in paper towel and wrap them up, after they dried out. And then I put them in, one of the small little Ziploc bags, and I refrigerate them. And they can last, until the next year if you have a lot of them. Okay? So this is beginning doing home gardening from home, apartment, so on. Okay, so one of the things I start to do with my seeds when I take them out to start to germinate them. Germinate means I'm getting them prepared to grow and to plant. All right. So these are peppers. And what I do, I take a bunch of them because I usually have a lot of them. I use a lot of them. And I will take it and pour it in a glass of water and see who's floating and who's not floating. Okay. Then I take my floaters out and I go ahead and plant those. The ones that sink, what I do with those, I'll still just go ahead and throw them in the dirt. I won't even germinate them because they may or may not rise. Most of the time they are dead. Okay, so I take my floaters out, and how I germinate them, I go ahead and I soak them. After they do their little float, I soak them for maybe 24 hours. I leave them in that water soaking 24 hours. And then I get my dirt. Now, I compost my own dirt, so we'll talk about that another time. So get your dirt that you have and take your seed and let you soak your dirt in some water and let it get all ready and prepared for the seed to be put in there. Then take the seed and wrap it in a napkin, back in a napkin, like maybe 3 or 4 per napkin. Put it in like a glass or jar, something like that, or either plastic bag never works for me, but some people have had success with that. And leave a little bit of water in it. And then once it starts getting a root on it, you go ahead and pull it out. It's going to be really small and delicate, so handle it delicately. Go ahead and pull that out. Then you take that and put it in that dirt that you got all soaked up and prepared for it. Got that? And if anybody have questions, just ask me the questions. And please subscribe to my page, because I'm going to do a lot of videos on health and wellness and gardening from home. So please support me, and if you like what I'm talking about, like my page and subscribe to it and tell others about it. And if you have questions, feel free to ask your questions. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about, if you're buying seeds, okay, if you're buying seeds, you're going to go through the same process. You take your seeds out. You go ahead and pour them in a cup of water and see who's floating. Just because you purchased them don't mean they're the best quality. And the floaters are the ones that you want to look after really closely. Okay, again, you take them, you put them in a jar, wrap them in paper towel, and once you see the little root on them, you pull them out of the jar. Keep the jar open, don't close it. And pluck them off the paper towel and go ahead and stick them in that dirt. Now, when you stick them in the dirt, you want to stick them in something small. Don't put them in something really big and huge, okay? Stick them in small little, you can stick them in the little eggshell thing that you use for, your eggs, that carton. You can put them in a cup, like the red cups you get. You can go ahead and stick it in that. Okay, because now it's starting the process of birthing, growing, giving you some green leaves. So that's the second process. Once you start seeing that it start sprouting out, I usually wait until my plant gets about, I'm going to say about 4 to 6 inches tall, nice and green looking. Then I'll pull it out of that plastic cup. And then I'll go ahead and take it and put it in its permanent spot. Be the ground or excuse me. I'm eating nuts in here. So it's going down my throat wrong. So I like almonds. Yeah. So you go ahead and pull it out of the cup, and it's going to be nice and green and strong looking at that point. And then you put it in its permanent place where it's going to grow and root and start to produce you fruit or vegetables at that point. Okay? You want to make sure the soil is been prepared. So I'm going to do another video on the soil, on how to prep the soil to make sure you get very good, soiling for your vegetable garden. Okay, I'll talk to you about that, on how to, different things to put in it to make it more quality soil. Because that's what it's all about, because that little plant that you put in there is going to be in there growing and rooting, just like a person. How we grow up, and if we give us good stuff inside, we'll produce good stuff on the outside. Okay, so here's what I have right now. I have beets. When you get if you buy your package from the store, and if you don't do it yourself, if you don't use the seeds from your own house, look on the back right there and make sure that your seeds that are in season, that you're planting them, or else it might just become compost, or it might not survive. And if it do survive, it's going to be weak like that. I've made that mistake. I've had that. Anybody that's gardening is going to have their issues. So it's also going to tell you, like right there, the germinating time. Right there, how long to harvest, how long will it take for you to actually get some fruit or vegetable from it. So it's going to, tell you that time. It's going to tell you if it should be in full sun or not, or if it need partial sun. It also tell you how far apart you want to plant it. So follow the instructions when you purchase certain things, especially when you just starting out. You want to follow the process of things on the package. Okay? Sometimes it's going to tell you, things that don't get along with other things, like onions. They don't get along with being planted with a lot of other stuff. You sometimes have to plant these with things like beans or maybe collards or something like that. It doesn't get along with every fruit and vegetable, the onions. They have to kind of be separate. So again, look on the back and make sure you're in season with what you're planting. Everything's not going to grow in the right season. Some stuff like chillier weather, like not, cold, but maybe, spring or fall weather. Some things like weather like that. And then there's some things that like more hot weather, like heat. you know, that kind of thing. So read your packages on the back and, you know, just kind of like follow it. If it says germinating time 12 to 15 days. So germinate means, you know, you're going to get a little flower popping up and you're going to get some root on it. And that's time to put it in something bigger, like a bigger pot like that there. You don't want to put something that really little in the ground. It won't survive. The bugs will get it. You know, this is the germinating process. You want to put that in that red cup I was talking about earlier and let it get nice and strong. And then, you know, then when it gets nice and strong, you're like, okay, this is about 4 to 6 inches tall now. I could put it in the ground or I could put it in its permanent space in my house. If you have some sort of pot in your house, you want to put it in permanently. That's the time you're going to put it in there. Yeah. Okay. So some things like carrots, a little more complicated to do, and I'll go over that because they are something that grow like underground things that grow underground, and it requires a little more depth in the pot. It can't be shallow. So, and then here's where you have things like the beans. You got to grow them in the right seasoning. Remember I told you about the season? They have to be, you know, the winter, spring, summer, fall, whatever it says on here in your area right there. Look at that spot. Okay. And these will give you a good quality as well. You'll get a lot of beans. You're like, oh, I'm beaned out. Okay. Okay, so like kale will keep growing back for you over and over again. Collard greens, spinach, it'll keep producing in the season for you. And what I do, I just take them and I freeze everything. And I have a lot of it. And I just save a lot of it. And again, remember, you want to watch if it need to be in full sun. How many days till you can harvest. That means pluck it and start eating them. Okay. How far apart you want to plant your seeds. So when you're starting out, really follow this packaging. Now, don't, like I said, when you have your seeds from things and fruits and vegetables that you're going to have in your house, and when you have your seeds from that, and you're going to think, okay, I don't know if this is in season and when I should do what, like that. I'm going to come on and I'm going to tell people when the best time to plant certain things. So I'm going to help you out with that. And then you always have the opportunity to, you know, Google and look up certain things like that there. But please subscribe to my page because I'm going to give a lot of information. I'm doing this brand new. I'm enjoying doing my gardening. I've been helping people out, and someone said, you know, put it on YouTube and let's help some other people. We're at a time right now where it's getting, you know, it's a little sticky with not being, I like to know what I'm eating and where it's coming from, that kind of thing. So we can't determine that all the time when we purchasing things out. So I take the time out to stay a little healthy and grow my own stuff and grow my own food. This way I know where it's coming from. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. So remember, your tomato seeds, that's going to be a little more wet. So what you do with those, you wash them out, strain them, dry them. They're going to stick to the paper towel once you dry them. You just still leave it on the paper towel. Take the paper towel, put it in the jar, keep water in it. It's going to sprout you a little root. And then once that starts growing, you're going to take that and put that in the red cup. One of the things I want you to remember, make sure all the little red cups that you use or green cups that you use, the plastic ones, they have to have holes, drainage in them. It has to get air on the root. So make sure you stick like 3 or 4 holes in the bottom of that cup. Okay? And I will post other things. I will show you some pictures. I'm going to give you some good information on stuff. Okay, this is Elise down in Florida from the Stay Fit Cafe, with gardening, fitness, and nutrition. Take care. All right, don't forget, we're going to go into how to harvest your vegetables and your fruits. Bye.